Alright, hey YouTube, what's up? Welcome back to another episode of Jazzy Time with your host Bailey. How's it going, everybody? I am going to show you guys now all of the pieces and things that I did for the competition this year. I'm going to physically hold the camera and come down and show you guys as much as I can, trying to go through all the pieces that I have and yeah, just kind of explain my interpretation and all that fun jazz. So the first one I'm going to show you guys, I placed second place in this. So yes. Okay, so here from afar is my fantasy novice piece. So the category for this was, the theme for this was Rapunzel. And it had to be Brothers Grimm, and my interpretation was I wanted it to look like the pop-up page from a storybook. I was unable to get my words on the book the way I wanted for them to be legible, so that's kind of how they turned out. But so I made everything on this tower out of gel or polygel. I used some wiring. I have Rapunzel here. So the story behind this is, in reality, if a full-grown man in armor was to climb up a tower using someone's hair, it would probably rip their face off. And that's kind of where I went with it, was, you know, he was climbing up the tower and he got strung up in her hair and hung to death while pulling her face off, and she's dead hanging out of the tower. So I had that all on my nail. You know, he dropped his items, and then I have bramble bushes, like brambles and bushes. I made these out of wire. I used sponges for nail art, and I just kind of cut them up and I gave them a thin coating of gel to kind of give them that old texture and look, and I did some taller ones in the back. I just kind of did it all around, you know, to make it look like Rapunzel's tower. And that was my second place prize. Or second place placement, or my thing for second. I can't talk today. And I did, I've got like little vines and stuff up the side here. I tried to get as much detail as possible. My little zombie knight dead in there. And Rapunzel had her face torn off. Okay, this next one I did not place in, but I'm still pretty proud of it. It is a little gory, so if anybody is disturbed by, you know, like images of blood and guts and things like that, skip this part. So yes, we're going to switch this around. Okay, so this is the 3D. This is Rumpelstiltskin, and my interpretation was, if he was to not have his name guessed and he actually got the baby as a prize, and he would rip it in half and take a big bite and just be like a bloody, crazy looking goblin guy. So yeah. And he's just got a hold of both pieces and just kind of ripped it in half, and the baby's all dead. That was my interpretation of that. Just wanted him to look as gross and as crazy as possible. So yeah. I did not place in this one, but I'm still pretty happy with it. Okay, so this next one, I also did not place in this one either. But this is Hansel and Gretel hand painted, and again, it's you know, it's dark and it's supposed to be dark and grim. So what I did was, what if the children didn't escape from the evil witch? So she has, you know, Hansel is already been cooked and put on the table with candy and sweets, and there's some more boiling in the background, and the witch is force feeding Gretel here, and like, you know, tearing her mouth open and things like that. I wanted to stay a little cartoony with it because it's supposed to be a storybook, but yeah, I was pretty happy with the way the depth I was able to kind of create with the stove and that, but still keeping it bright. So yeah, that's that. We'll move on to the next one. Okay, so this one is called Nail Photographic. I also did not place in this one. So this one's supposed to be the Brothers Grimm Cinderella. And the way I interpreted it was, instead of the fairy godmother being a fairy, she was an evil witch. And because Cinderella didn't follow the rules, her carriage turned into an evil pumpkin and began to enthrall her in the vines and squeezing her and breaking her bones and reeling her in, and he was going to eat her. The background in this picture got pretty blurry. I am going to pause for a second and show you guys the actual nails, because you can see much more detail in the nails than in this picture. So I'm just going to pause for one moment. Okay, so I have my photographic pieces like mounted so that I can display them later. I didn't mount these two pieces so I could physically bring them up to show you guys, because I knew I was going to make this video afterwards. So I did like a full set of 10 nails. Each ones I wanted like these ones to look like the vines. And then I had her little glass slipper that I made as a dangle. It didn't come out in the photo like I wanted it to, but yeah. So I'll show you guys Cinderella first. So this is what she looks like. I wanted it to basically look like, you know, her bones were breaking and she was being squeezed and her color was changing and her eyeball was like in the middle of popping out while she was being sucked into this pumpkin kind of deal. I made her body and everything on her body out of either polygel or 3D gel. Lots of glitter, of course. I do realize now, when I was with the photographer and we were trying to take pictures, that I did too much and I overwhelmed everything, which is why my photo wasn't focusing. The pumpkin, I'm going to set my phone down for 1 second so that I can grab the hot glue off of here, because I had it hot glued and then pulled it off because I was like, oh crap, I need it for the video. So it was supposed to look like the carriage on the back, but we didn't get to see most of that in the photo. This is actually hollow inside, if you can see. I literally took a ball of clay and wrapped it in clear film or like saran wrap, and I did like one half, dipped it in my builder gel, and then cured it so it's like a hollow, like it's a hollow ball inside. And I used like embellishments for the teeth, and I used polygel to create his face and the vine on top. And yeah, so he's all made out of builder gel and polygel, and it's actually really lightweight. Everybody thought it was very heavy looking at the picture, but no, he's actually fairly light. I like the way he turned out. He looks pretty crazy, like he wants to eat somebody. But I did, as you guys can see, I overwhelmed everything with glitter, and I should have kept it very simple with the nails like this. But you live and you learn, and this is what makes us, well, makes me thrive and want to do better for the next time. So now I'm going to show you guys my masquerade poster. Okay, this is very hard to film because it's very large. So this is my poster. I'm hoping it'll stay there. So this is the poster. This one's called People's Choice. The theme for this was masquerade, but when it was voted for, it was just like, oh, pick your favorite kind of deal. So yeah, I was a tad disappointed that I didn't place in this because I thought it was all theme based. I didn't know it was, you know, pick your favorite poster. But I'm very happy with the way the poster turned out because you get to see all the detail that I really put into the nails. I don't like that I can see like the tack under her fingernails. I had a much younger model and I had a hard time keeping these on her fingers because I did them like press-on style. But I will show you guys the actual nails in just a second here so you can see all the detail, and then I'll explain what my interpretation was. All right, so here are the nails. I think I displayed them very nicely. I'm running out of room on my walls to display things. So when I when I read the theme and they said it was masquerade, I always think of, you know, masquerade to dance. So you would go with a partner. So when I thought about it, I was like, well, it'll be his and hers. Now, what would he wear to this masquerade? And I made the classic gentleman's mask. I made this out of poly gel and I hand painted everything, and I mounted this chain. I actually have this chain from a necklace from Walmart, and I don't know, it just came. The light is like not doing so good here. I'm trying to get all the detail but no glare on the glass here, and I just made, you know, just tried to make it look like the mask was on the nail. And then I also made a smaller one, like that jester stick that would go with the mask, kind of like an accessory. So I made a smaller one to match the bigger mask on a stick. And I actually took the rest of the nail off so that the stick kind of represented the nail. And then of course it's a mystery, right? So all the other nails were like, who is that? Who is that? Question mark, right? And then the lady's mask, I wanted to go more feminine. So I went like a half butterfly with purple filigree and the feathers. And I made this part out of poly gel. I bent some wire here and I actually put a form in behind and then filled in between the wire with gel. And then on the back side I used some white lace foil, clear transfer foil, to get kind of that filigree in there. And then I studded it all with AB crystals and purple caviar just to make it very, very sparkly and very feminine. And then I was thinking of an accessory for the lady, and I came out with this glass rose. I've made this all out of builder gel. It was very difficult to make, but I made it. I started off with like the center. I made, I don't know if you guys can see, I made like a little bud out of the AB crystals, and I had them on the end of a purple wire, and then I coated everything, and I had again a ball of clay, and I would paint the one side of the clay with like the petals, and then I'd pull them off and just mount them. I left the roughness to get that real flower look, and then I just made them match. And I wanted to have it like they were invited, so I made the little weathered invitation, and that's what my interpretation of that one was. There was another lady that had one. Her nails were absolutely beautiful. I say congratulations to her, but you know, like not placing, I think it just gives you more of a drive to want to do better. but those are the nails for my people's choice. So yes, that was all the hand-in stuff that I did that I wasn't able to show you guys, that I've been just working diligently on. All came down to like one day. But I did place, which makes me super duper happy. It's just gonna give me more drive to work harder and become better and push forth and grow. Like there's no point in being, you know, bitter or upset about anything. You take it, learn from it, off your back, and continue. So I hope you guys enjoyed seeing that. I will also leave photos of which category it was, and so like I'll leave my Artsy Extreme, Salon Success, Glamour, and Tag Team photos in here as well, so you guys can see what what my tag team partner and I produced. So yeah, I will see you guys all in another video. I hope you stay tuned, stay jazzy.